All right. Hello, everyone. Hello.
We're
This is
back.
Laura Lee Mystica. Uh,
And yes, and Daniel Flowerdew.
you guys can find all of our websites and information in the links below.
Mm-hmm.
So it's all there
And
for you.
if you like this, please tell us. And if you don't, I guess you can tell us that too.
As long as you give a nice long list of why you don't like it.
Exactly.
Nah, just kidding.
Like
Um,
they're dumb. They're evil. I don't
they're
know.
evil. They're
Whatever.
psycho.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Let's see if we have scary eyes this time. Maybe we'll think that. We'll think,
If you guys think we're psycho, wait until we start talking about aliens.
oh yeah,
Mm-hmm.
and magic. That's
And
our
magic.
topic for today.
Yep.
Magic.
Yeah. For the last couple of weeks, the topic of magic has been coming up a
A
lot in my
lot.
circles and your circles, and just a lot of people are asking what magic is. A lot of people are demonizing it. They have different definitions of what magic is. So we wanted to share Laura Lee's definition of magic and what we think about magic,
Yes.
because I feel like that'll help to clarify it for a lot of people. And it's just
Well, it
important
clarified
information.
it for me. I didn't know until Hal told me about this.
And it's important to know because we really
is.
are taught that magic is evil. So
All
that
magic
it's
everywhere is evil.
all magic everywhere is evil. So yeah. So go ahead and
The
so
only
this
thing
is
that is going through my head right now is that song. Do you believe in magic? Like, yes, I do.
Yes, I do. Yes, I do. So this excerpt that we're going to read for you guys is in which book?
Cryogenetics 2.
Cryogenetics 2.
Yes, it is, because yeah. So it's in Cryogenetics 2, and it had been coming for a long time, but it was put all together in 2009 in September 6th to be to be accurate. Okay, so this is the bottom line. What is magic? The ability to create and make the outcomes you desire. That's it.
That's point blank. That is
Point
what
blank.
magic
That
is.
is what
That
magic is.
Mhm.
Okay. So, for people that are doing positive affirmations, what are you doing?
People who are in church praying for their loved ones.
Yes.
What are
What
you
are you
doing?
doing? You're trying to create an outcome that you desire.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not, you don't have to be standing around a kettle in the forest putting frogs in your pot.
Mud painted all over your
mud on your
face, antlers in your
and blood all over. No, that's not how you do it.
It's one way to do it, but it's not
it's not the
it's not practical, and it's
So okay.
So
then we have the original version and the corrupted version, and mostly what we know here is the corrupted version.
Mm-hmm.
So original version rules are using the benevolent powers within to create or cause a desired effect through the collaboration of natural laws. This includes the law of code. Okay, so we're talking here magic and technology. Okay, the original version had both. The law of code.
It is a science.
It is.
In other words, it is a science. Yep.
Which is the writing and rewriting of the code for this hologram, also known as this holographic universe, can be amplified by collaborating with other magicians. Now that's how it originally was, and doesn't that sound nice? That sounds like really cool. So you can, it's like, okay, I want to create a new flying object that I can ride to work in.
Where's the broom?
That could be one.
That could be one.
If you have the right codes to do it.
It's all magnetics, right? It's
exactly.
Yeah.
So the thing is, it's just creation. It's like
Mhm.
it's like the rules of creation. And how is that bad? Unless you create crappy things. Okay, so
Mhm.
here's the corrupted version. This is what everybody
Mhm.
thinks about. And this is how that one goes. The corruption version rules, of which we have been subjected to here on earth and throughout the hologram. So, of course, that's what people think because that's all they know.
Mhm.
Okay, number one, what you put out comes back times three, but may be reversed or manipulated if you know how.
Mhm.
Okay, so this law, if you put out good things, you get it times three. If you put it out bad times three. But what they're doing is saying, oh, no, 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 no. We're manipulating this, so all you get is crap.
And one way that they will
Unless
do
unless
that,
you're unless
uh,
you're a nasty person, and then
unless
you
you're a
get it
nasty
times
person,
three.
and one way the nasty people get around that is by making other people do the magic for them. And they're pretty much teaching people, oh yeah, no, do this, it's safe, don't worry, we'll back you up. And then yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, and then who gets the karma for it? The one that
Yeah,
does it. But
exactly.
however, that is changing. If you let Lady Karma and Lady Justice know, hey, something funky is going on here, go up the food chain and figure out where this all started and give them their karma.
Yeah, find the
They
boss.
will, they
Hmm.
will, they're yeah.
Find the one that gave out those orders.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, number two, the more corrupted you are, the better magic works. Is that
Mm-hmm.
not how it is now?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And the
Yeah.
more corrupted the wish, the quicker it manifests.
Mm-hmm.
Hence, why we use the skank altar to outwit corruption.
Mm-hmm. Which the skank altar is a part of proper magic. If you're doing
Right.
it right, it is a part of proper magic.
And
So
and that
mm-hmm.
is in cryogenetics too,
Yes.
correct?
Yep.
Yeah, I think
And I
so.
think it's
Yeah.
on your website too. It's on
Yes, yes.
firstwaveindigos.com.
.com.
Yeah. Yeah.
Correct.
Yeah.
Okay. Now the third one is corrupted magic works better for selfish personal gain, especially if others are hurt because of it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
What a sick system. I mean, no wonders. And this whole planet, this most of the universe is being run on corrupted magic because let's see, that's how the demonster re revised everything when she got in here.
Yeah, and we heard a phrase recently from someone. They had they knew someone that was in one of the dark occult groups, and that person was literally told, if you're not sitting at the table, you're on the menu. That is literally
That's how
tying
they
in with that.
work.
It's a dog eat dog world,
Hmm.
right? Doesn't have to be. That is a part of corrupted magic as well. Sorry,
That's
go
right.
ahead.
No,
I
no,
just
that
wanted to.
that's really good. Corrupted magic and spells come with a high price, but only for benevolent people. Sometimes they get the opposite of what they ask for. It's a crapshoot.
Mhm. And I would say any magic or spells, unless you have those force agreements dealt with, any magic or spells, any benevolent person that'll do it is likely to get the opposite of what they asked for
Oh, and
until
man,
they.
I tell you, I got the
Mhm.
opposite so many times. I thought, what's the
Mhm.
matter with me?
Mhm. Mhm.
Joe Blow over here, all he has to do is ask, and poof, he gets it. I ask, and I get the opposite. I get crap.
Mhm. Mhm.
And so you start thinking there's something wrong with you. It's like, what the hell's the matter with me? Why can't I do a
Mhm.
simple, you know?
It must be my karma. I must deserve this. As you're out there helping people all
Oh
day, every day, and yeah,
man! And you
no,
cannot imagine the
it's.
amount of um, mind over matter things I have done. I used to sell Success Motivation Institute back in the 90s, and or not 90s, it was in the 80s. And I was always, into that. And did
And it
it
just
help
didn't
me?
work for
Oh
you. Just.
man, I was so financial. I was I was in the poorhouse like most my life
Mhm.
since then. So yeah, that worked real well. Okay. Nice people innocently use magic through their words and emotions, and 90% of the time has a bad outcome. Okay, so you can say, "I hate you. I hope you get in a car wreck," and boop, somebody could do that. Have you?
Yeah. Or if you have a positive intention, even, and you're saying, "Oh, bless you," and then all of a sudden they have issues,
Yeah, I didn't.
which goes back to our previous videos about the
I
word
need to go
blessing.
back and
But
restate
uh,
what I said. I didn't mean
mhm,
to. No, innocent people might say, strike the car wreck thing. Okay, I was
mhm,
thinking about
mhm,
evil people doing that. What a
uh,
nice person would say is, um, "Oh, I hope I don't get in a wreck," and
and
then they
then
get in one.
yes,
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 yeah.
yeah,
Oh, I hope that you're safe. Safe travels, and
yeah,
then the
and then
car,
it
yeah,
does. Yeah,
yeah,
that's what I meant
flat
to say. Okay,
tires, whatever. The
exactly,
the trip that was supposed to go well did not go well.
exactly.
That's what you're getting at. Okay, yep.
So, well, and emotion back things like if someone has an obsessive love for someone else, they can it will they can almost put a spell on the other person.
Hmm.
Okay, that's what I'm trying to. So it just gets really messed up. Okay,
Pretty much, if you have positive intentions and you're a benevolent person, it'll most likely backlash in some way. It'll most likely fall back. This is, and
this
again,
is
this is the
how it's
corrupted
been.
versions.
This is
This
the
is how
corrupted
this is
version,
how it's been. It's
but
not.
we're changing
It's
it.
not.
So
Yeah.
us and a lot of other people out there are changing this. Okay,
So it's not like this as much
yeah, as
anymore.
much. No, it's a little
It's
better.
still,
Yeah,
yeah, it's a
it's
little
still
better. Yeah.
it's not as it's not like you're blindfolded and you're gagged and you're tied up anymore. It's like
Hmm.
maybe you're just one hand is tied and you
Hmm.
you have a half a blindfold on. Yep,
Yeah.
we're
Yeah.
we're
We're
getting
getting
there.
there. We're getting there.
Okay, corrupted magic picks and chooses what it manifests, and the wealthy get the first pick. Oh boy! For the rest of the people, even nice words and emotions can get twisted and turned out bad and misconstrued. How many times do you say to somebody, "Oh, I just love your coat or your hair or something," and they're like, "You're making fun of me." You're
You
like,
say like
"No,
my shirt.
really."
Is there a hole somewhere? Like.
Exactly. And a lot of times people, you'll say one thing and they'll take it the exact opposite. And you're like, how did you get that from what I said? I did not mean that at all. Have you had
Hmm.
that happen?
Hmm.
Yeah,
Yeah.
a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Now, using corrupted magic, energy, and magnetics, that's what corrupted magic is.
Hmm.
Okay. You can force your will or desired outcome on other people, animals, plants, insects, things, and events, or gain power and possession by stealing energy and life force from others. This includes blood rituals, enslaving and torturing others to use and consume their intense extreme loosh and pheromones. Num num. Which creates powerful conductivity and amplification for your own will and desired outcomes. Okay, that's how they create. They Luge isn't just their food; it helps them do magic.
Mhm.
It's for a normal person. This is
It wouldn't make
it doesn't
sense.
make sense.
It's
It
yeah.
makes no. It's
Mhm.
it's like absolutely senseless.
Mhm.
So it's really hard to
Like, oh,
wrap your
no one would ever do that.
yeah
How could anyone do that? Ugh.
yeah okay.
Just be glad if you do think that way. Be glad that you have, because that means that you're most likely not one of these
You're not an
people.
asshole.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
If you worry about, oh, am I a bad person, then you're not an asshole. They
Hmm.
don't worry. They don't care.
Yeah,
They
they
hope
don't care.
they are.
And most people don't even know about this kind of thing until they've experienced it,
That's
unless
true.
it's backlashed on
That's
them or they've
true.
gotten hurt from it in some degree.
That's true.
That's why we know about it, because it's
Oh,
been in our
it's been in
face.
our face
Yeah.
and down our legs and on our
Hmm.
feet.
Hmm. More weird shit symptoms.
That's right. Okay, number C, rewriting code into the hologram for personal gain and power, or forcing the code writers to do it for you.
Hmm.
And this I'm not kidding about this. This is how it works.
Mm-hmm.
There are code writers for this hologram. We are in a hologram. And so,
Mm-hmm.
of course, there'd have to be somebody writing the code for it.
Mm-hmm.
And they have had the main code writer for this hologram was incarcerated, and we just found him a
Mm-hmm.
few months ago. Was it months ago?
Yeah, I think you found him early summer, and it's mid-October now,
Yeah,
so it would have
or
been.
mid. I think it was in the middle of summer. Maybe, I don't know. It's been a
he-
while.
He's been rescued.
He's been rescued
You're asking me
a
about
couple of
time?
times, yeah. But then we found that something was on him again. And he
Yeah,
had
he
a
had
lot.
imposters.
He has a lot of of
Hmm.
imposters. A
Yeah,
lot of
did. We
yeah,
took out all of them to date, you know.
yeah.
Um, but yeah, it's always good to, whenever you're working with any guide or anything, always verify, original, authentic, uncorrupted. You can even add uncorruptible.
I like
So
that.
and
We're
so.
gonna have to start putting
Yeah,
incorruptible
yeah,
in
yeah.
there.
And
Yeah.
it's like legal paperwork, once you have something written out, eventually someone will find a loophole for it, and then you have to add something else to really verify and be like, no, this is what I'm asking for. Sorry, that's a bit of a tangent on the side, but important information still nonetheless.
Okay.
So
So I'm getting we can say his name. What do you think?
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
I call him Mamark.
Mm. MMARC.
RC.
Mm-hmm.
Mamark. Okay. For
Mm-hmm.
Master Magician and
And reset coder.
Reset Coder.
Mm-hmm.
So
Mm-hmm.
it's like he's resetter and a coder, so he can
Mm-hmm.
reset things and then put the codes on it, or create new codes.
Mm-hmm.
He's the master code writer
And magician. So
and
he's
magician.
he's
He's
got
got
both
them
of
both.
the.
He's got two in one, not this.
Mhm.
It's like, well, he's like this with the code writing and the magic.
Yeah, yeah. They're tied together. They work together. Now, one thing I did want to say on this as well is blood magic.
Yes.
Let's talk about that for a second here. There is a safe and proper way to do blood magic. If it's your own blood and you're giving it willingly, that is different than going and forcing someone else into it, right?
Stabbing
Like,
them,
uh-huh.
getting their blood,
Mm-hmm.
because there's life force in blood.
Mm-hmm.
And so,
like in Cryogenetics 1, you talk about Starfire, which is
yes,
menstrual blood.
menstrual blood.
It is a very potent magic, and it can be used
And
properly.
it can.
But yeah, if you're taking it from someone else in any capacity, if you're taking their blood, especially without their permission, if you're
Oh,
doing it without their
exactly,
permission,
exactly.
that is 100%
That
corrupted.
that's an absolute no-no.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what all of the Dark Lord whatevers, that's how they
That's
do
what
it.
they do. That's what they do.
Your
Literal
politicians. When I talk about Dark
sacrifices.
Lords, I'm talking about politicians and people in charge here. Okay, just saying.
Yeah.
And then the ones off planet and stuff too. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, that's good. Okay, so now how to bring back the original authentic magic.
Yes, the important part. Well, another important part.
Yes.
Another important part.
Number one, use the cryogenetics egg as a safe haven for conducting magic. Okay, that's really important, so you don't get messed with while you're doing it.
Yeah. Now, a lot of people, when they get into Wicca or ceremonial magic, they will be taught to construct a magic circle. That's not the same. It's not the same.
Even close.
So when I first started using the rocks and eggs, I would do the circle first, and then I'd put the circle in an egg. So that way it was like, it.
Yeah.
Because I was still learning,
Well, you can still do a circle, but put your egg over it. Don't just use the circle. The circle by itself isn't going to be the protective protocol you need.
It's not impermeable.
Yeah.
To whereas the eggs, they will keep out anything that's not supposed to be there. Now, if you need something to come in for you to learn from it, it'll let it in. Otherwise, it keeps everything out.
And that's important to know, is that when you're properly egged,
with the original, authentic, uncorrupted, cryogenetics, badass egg. Yeah. We know it's a mouthful.
You get that one.
The short acronym is Oak Bay. Okay.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
okay.
Original,
Okay,
authentic, cryogenetics, badass egg. Yep. From one of our HRT friends.
Yeah.
He
Said,
knows who he
oh,
is.
guess
Yeah.
what?
Uh-huh. Uh-huh. He might forget, but I'll remind you if you ask. So,
So, so with the egg, I was going to say something, and now I've been flatlining a lot.
yeah. So when you use the eggs and the rocks, not only will it give you a safe haven, but you can also have those rocks clear you up and to make sure that your intention and how you're doing your magic is really appropriate. Um, And, if you're trying to do something uncorrupted, the egg will neutralize it and give you karma for it. So, it really doesn't only protect you, but it can protect other innocent people who could be negatively impacted by
Exactly.
this.
And that's what I
Mhm,
remember. I
mhm.
unflatlined. I'm beeping again now.
Good,
So,
good, go ahead.
so what I was going to say is if something, if you egg and maybe you fall down and, you know, break your toe or something, you're like, well, that shouldn't have happened because I was in an egg. Well, maybe you would have fallen down and broken your head,
Hmm.
you know. So kind of look, step back and look at it and say, okay, it could have been worse.
Hmm.
I know sometimes I almost got in an auto accident or something was not as bad as what it could have been. So kind of look at that aspect of it too.
Yeah, and one thing that I've had happen, sorry, but before you
Okay.
continue on with the
Yeah,
list
yeah,
here,
right.
one thing that I've had happen too is I'll do like the spiral curse reversal ceremony. I'll be completely egged up, and then as I'm walking outside to go and drop off the ashes and go
Uh-huh.
blow it into the wind, I'll see people standing in the house watching me. And a lot of times when that happens, at first I would get kind of freaked out. It's like, oh, the eggs aren't working. And then I realized they can't see me. They're trying to see what I'm doing. They're trying to
They're
stop
like, there's
me,
something
but
in
they
there, but
can't
I
get
can't.
in.
It's like they
So,
can't. Yeah, it's like you're
mhm,
you're
mhm,
a mission. You know how when they blank out people's faces
mhm, you're
in
blurred out.
videos, you're
Yeah,
blurred
yeah,
out,
yeah. And
and
so now what
your
I
voice
do,
goes.
wah, 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 wah. So now the last time that happened, I egged all of them and had the eggs put them in quarantine and go through cosmic recycling bin mode, and they were all taken out. Apparently, there was nothing good to them.
Yep.
I haven't had it happen since. So
Well, we had
if
something
some
happen
weird,
last night.
well, yeah, but we weren't doing spiral curse reversal
Oh
ceremony.
no, right,
That's
right, right,
so
right. We were
yeah,
doing
yeah.
like serious weird shit.
We were doing some serious weird shit that also had to do with magic. But
Yeah,
maybe that's a
yeah, a
topic for
lot.
another
Yeah,
day,
that'll
just
be another
because, yeah,
topic. But
yeah,
there was some
yeah.
high level assholes,
We were
and he could
dealing
hear
with
them.
high ceremonial magic practitioners that have had their knowledge brought down
The ages.
through the ages. A lot of them had lineage going back to Atlantis. The group in particular that was impacting us. But it's you know, yes, we are that badass, and so are you. Remember, don't be fear's bitch. Make fear
Exactly.
your bitch. Okay,
Exactly.
so,
And that's what we did last
and that's
night.
what we
We
did
were
last night
laughing our tails
because they
off,
were
and it
trying to
was
freak us out.
annoying them.
Yeah, yeah,
They
yeah,
were really
yeah, yeah,
upset that we were
yeah.
laughing instead of being scared. And that just made us laugh more.
Okay, okay.
So, yes, okay. Okay, so here we go.
Next part of the list, I
Okay,
think.
so
Yeah.
cancel or take to zero and override all corrupted,
Mhm,
imposed rules you have been subjected to. And the best way
mhm,
to do that, I think, is with a
mhm.
spiral ceremony.
It really is. It really is. It's safe, it's effective, and not only will it help you create your reality, but it also gets that emotion out of you too. And it helps
The
you to
old
really get into
stuff, the
that
old crap.
practical, like, yeah, yeah, it helps you rewrite your reality.
And you have to
Hmm.
cancel a lot of that out, or you can't go forward. If you've got all these stumbling blocks in front
Hmm.
of you, you can't
Hmm.
get your car moving
Hmm.
forward. So you got to
Yeah, you can
clear
light
that
all of the
out.
candles you want, you can use all the incense and herbs you want, but until you clear out those old patterns,
And the old
they're
magic
and
that's
the old
on
magic.
you. If
Yeah.
somebody's got a curse on you,
Mhm.
it's really hard to go forward until you get rid of that curse.
Yeah, so one of the best ways to start bringing back the original authentic magic, is to take it back, is to rewrite it, and to use these spirals to undo that negative magic and
And
evil
then
magic that has been done on you
and then
and the
rewrite it,
hologram,
because that's
and
part of
rewrite it.
the
Hmm.
ceremony, is to overwrite
Hmm.
the program.
Hmm.
So you clean it out, you get rid of it, and then you overwrite it.
Mhm.
And didn't we do one on spirals? I thought
Yes, we did.
we
We
did
did. We
sort of
did.
that.
We did.
Okay, so go
Yes.
back to
So
that
go
one.
back to that video. Yes, yes. Or
Okay.
better yet, go onto her websites, get one of her books, and it has it all laid out, and you
And
can even do it.
that's right. There you go. Okay. Number 2 on the good, the bringing the good magic back is operate from purity, love, integrity, and honor when creating magic. Energy can be calm and serene, or extremely confident, forceful, and passionate.
Mhm.
So it works both ways. You can do it when you're just chill and calm and just put this calm.
Like
It
music just
yeah, and
fluttering out.
it kind of just uh, neutralizes crap around you. And then if something has to happen now,
Mhm.
you put more force in it.
Mhm.
Okay, so you just decide what what you need and when. Okay, okay, and the next one is manifest what you want with magic as long as you are not operating out of ego.
Mhm.
Okay, so you gotta like do a check. Am I operating
Mhm.
out of ego in here?
What is my real reason for wanting
Yeah,
what I want? Is it?
yeah.
Mhm. Mhm.
Uh, Align with the greater good, truth, and justice. Operate from a win win, not a lose lose,
Mhm.
win lose attitude, unless it's the
It's-
Dark Lords.
I was just ready to say, unless they've deserved it, which
That's right.
you let the rocks and the eggs figure that out,
Figured
right?
that
But
out. That's
yeah,
right.
yeah.
Okay. Now, this is the big one. Remember, magic corrupted this hologram, and magic can eliminate that corruption.
Mhm.
So if we just have a bunch of people just sitting on their hands and doing nothing, it's like, okay, nothing's going to happen.
Mhm.
We have to have we have to have benevolent master magicians out there helping us.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
And when we do, everything's going to go faster and faster and faster and faster, and the dark lords are going to go down faster and faster.
Yep. Because they've used magic to corrupt physical reality. So we can use magic to correct physical reality.
Exactly.
Um, Now, one thing that always bothers me when people talk about like the secret, right? The secret manifestation is they'll do all these mantras, they'll do all these affirmations, but then they don't take the physical action to make it happen. Both need to be in place. And different people have different goals and missions. Uh, for example, we do a lot of the magic aspect, we do a lot of the soul and spiritual aspect, getting that aligned, and then we have particular friends that they put it into physical action. We help to clear the road for them so that way it's easier for them to create the change that's
To
needed,
manifest it,
to
right?
manifest it.
In the on the
um,
physical plane. It's
yeah.
like we're doing a lot of our work is like behind the scenes, and so
Mm-hmm.
and that's great for us.
It is. Yeah. So, that's why magic is so demonized, though, by religion and by the current structures, is because
Religions
it's,
that do it,
and the religions that do it, and
which
that's
is
the
all
best
of
part.
them. All of
That's
them. Do you
all
know
of
a
them.
religion that doesn't do magic?
I cannot think of a single one. It
I
doesn't
can't either.
matter if it's Roman Catholic, it doesn't matter if it's Buddhist, it doesn't matter if it's Hindu, Islamic, it doesn't matter if it's,
Mormon.
Mormon, any kind of Christian.
Mm-hmm.
It really doesn't matter. There's not a
They
single
all
religion that doesn't do
do
it.
it.
Mhm.
So if they demonize it, they're demonizing themselves
Mhm.
because they're
Mhm.
doing it
Mhm.
all the time.
And what's funny is most of them are doing the corrupted magic. Most of them are
Exactly.
building up this
Exactly.
energy from other people for their own gain instead of to benefit all life, to benefit benevolent beings.
Or
Um,
stealing it, or it's almost like they have this magnet. It's like
mhm,
give me
mhm.
your energy and your
The tithe
money.
bowl, the
Yeah.
tithe bowl. As it's
Yes.
going around, it's not only
Yes.
collecting the money. Money is another form of energy. So not only is it collecting their money, it's collecting their time, their energy, their influence.
And their devotion.
And their devotion I was talking with someone recently on that topic. Any deity that requires or allows devotion or worship gives me red flags.
Me too.
There's not a single one out there. The people that we work with, the genie, Cryon, all of our
Spy
allies,
versus spy
spy
birdies.
versus spy birdies, they don't ask for worship, and if you try to worship them, they will kick you
No.
down. They'll be like, no, we don't accept that. But if you give them love and warm fuzzies and
Exactly. I
appreciation,
was just going to
just
say
like
that.
any
That's,
friend,
yeah,
just like any friend, you know, if someone
yeah,
makes you a pie, you don't just take it. You say, "Oh, thank you. This is so sweet. You know, this is
yeah,
I love this
yeah,
kind of pie. You know,
yeah,
I'm gonna enjoy this so much."
exactly.
And I'm not sharing it. It's my pie.
Not to get your own.
So,
Oh, maybe I'll give you a little piece.
I'll give you a little piece, but this is my pie.
Thank you very
But
much.
thank you, I appreciate it. But they appreciate that, you know, they just like anyone else, they do appreciate to be acknowledged, but they will not accept being worshipped or prayed to.
That if
And
you want to turn them off and get them running the other way, you say you start trying to worship them, and they'll just
mm-hmm,
go. Ah,
mm-hmm.
ah.
And they'll still show around when you need their help,
Yeah,
but they'll be
but
gone any other time.
yeah, they're not gonna want to hang out with you because you're creepy to them.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
They find that creepy.
They do, it's uncomforting. It's
Like benevolent people find that kind of devotion creepy.
mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Now
When
there's
they have a certain level
camaraderie.
of understanding, yeah,
Exactly.
yeah.
Now it's different than camaraderie. It's like, okay, let's do this together. That's
Mm-hmm,
different. And knowing that you can depend on someone
mm-hmm,
is different than this, oh,
mm-hmm.
great one.
And a
Oh,
lot of them are like, no, you have power too. If you give me all your power, it doesn't serve
yeah,
you.
yeah,
It doesn't serve you, and it makes their job more difficult. It gives them more responsibilities. Who wants that?
exactly.
You know.
Exactly.
And that's one of the things I do like about the rocks and the eggs too, is that they'll help you to uh, you know, I think this is also another good time to talk about unplugging. You know, this will give you the opportunity to clear yourself and get neutral so you can really tap into that authentic inner magic. And unplugging is extremely important. That's also been showing up on our radar a
Yes,
ton.
a lot,
Um,
because everybody's going through so much crap right now.
And there's a lot of different ways to unplug. You know, taking a salt bath, you know, having the eggs clear and neutralize any of the toxins and weird shit going on around you. You know, holding onto the rocks and breathing with them and asking them to help you to get into the neutral space.
And doing
Doing
the sickle
sights.
egg.
Yep,
The
yep.
sickle egg really
Mm-hmm.
helps because it
Mm-hmm.
goes around this way and that goes around this way, and
Mm-hmm.
it just cleans off all of the
The
ties and the
attachments,
attachments
the
that
cords.
people, and
Mm-hmm.
even people that you love, every once in a while you just got to unplug
Mm-hmm.
from it because it's
Mm-hmm.
draining your battery, and when your battery gets drained you can't help them. So
Mm-hmm.
you got to unplug from everything, build
Mm-hmm.
up your battery, and then you
Mm-hmm.
can plug back. Let certain ones come in, not everybody bombarding you
Mm-hmm.
again, but you're just like, okay, you can come in,
Mm-hmm.
I'll let you, okay, I've got a little more energy, okay, I'll let you come in. So it's a conscious setup.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, that's,
You know, I had one friend that she said there's a difference between a chord, CORD, versus a chord, CHORD. Is it something that brings more music and life back into you, or is it something that's draining you? And, you know, either way, it doesn't really matter. You need to have time where you're just yourself. You need to have time where you really unplug from everything. And then you can use those heart chords, those heart musics, those, you know,
mm-hmm,
uh,
to build you back
to
up.
build you back up. There is a difference between that and, you know, and you know, whenever you do energy work or you help someone, it's always important to do the cord cutting again and to do, you know, to do
Yes,
the
just to
unplugging
clean
again.
off when you get
Mm-hmm.
done, because
Mm-hmm.
you don't want to be dragging that crap around
Mm-hmm.
in your life. So
Mm-hmm.
for you healers
Mm-hmm.
out there, whenever you work with somebody, when you get done, maybe do the sickle egg, and just, and when people are trying to plug into you, like, okay, not right now, and you plug them back into their self and their own suma.
Mm-hmm. And you know, I think that does actually tie in perfectly with the whole worship and prayer thing we were just talking about. Because if you're worshiping someone, you're putting those chords in and you're just like, here's my energy.
Oh
You are
yes,
mightier than me, you know, do it for me. When, you know, you have the capability. You know, if you're a soul being, and if you're watching this, you're most likely a
yeah.
soul being. If you're a soul being, you have this immense power and ability. Don't demeanor yourself. And don't demeanor yourself by giving it away to someone else. It
It,
doesn't help you and it doesn't help them.
Well, if they're assholes, it helps them be a bigger asshole.
Exactly, exactly. And, like you said earlier, there's a difference between knowing when you need help and asking for it versus just,
Clinging.
clinging. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Mm,
Um,
the
and this is
Klingons.
important for everyone. This is
Yeah.
important for everyone. Um, Now, one thing that I also really want to talk about here was Omni Magic. Now we have this original version of magic for in the hologram, but Omni Magic is not from this hologram, and it only operates in purity. It's like the ultimate life force energy. Um, and there was a video that we tried to do a while back that we ended up taking out
Scrapping
because there was
because I
too much
had
weird
scary
shit going on.
eyes.
Yeah, and there was just too much going on. We both felt uncomfortable with it. But in that video, we talked about Omni Magic. Of course, that's the video
That got
that we got
scrapped.
hardest
Hmm.
hit. Um, so we do need to make sure that people know what Omni Magic is. So,
So Omni Magic
mhm,
is from outside the hologram, and it's the authentic, benevolent. It's like high levels of purity,
uncorruptible. Yep,
uncorruptible.
uncorruptible.
And so when you desire to connect to that, you have to qualify first.
Mhm.
If you don't qualify, you don't get it.
And what I've noticed too with Omni Magic is even if you don't qualify, if you have the honest will and the honest desire to change, then Omni Magic can help you change so you can
Exactly.
be ready for
Exactly.
it.
Yeah.
Um,
If you know you've got a to-do
mhm,
list of things that you got to do to get
mhm,
your crap together,
mhm,
and you can ask for Omni Magic to help you, but
mhm. You can't schmooze it.
you can't
You
schmooze
can't
it,
schmooze
and
it.
you can't say I want to do, I want to do this and this and this. It's like
Mhm,
my intent is to fix these
mhm,
things. Can you please help me? And
mhm,
Omni Magic will maybe send people into your life.
mhm.
Maybe you'll
Or they
read
might send some
something,
rocks your way.
maybe some rocks.
They might they might help you to get onto Lorley's website and order some rocks for yourself because
To get you on the
it's.
right path. And
Mhm,
speaking of the rocks,
mhm.
these rocks have been, and the egg have been so blackballed. I don't know if you've talked about this, but
I don't
um,
think we
oh my gosh,
have.
like our ghost book, like
Well, we kind of did, but yeah,
ghost
yeah.
books should be
Mhm,
selling like hotcakes,
mhm,
right?
mhm.
I think we've sold 3 this year.
And it's near
And
the end
like
of the year.
last
And
year
it's
there
near the
was
end of the
like
year.
8.
Hmm.
That was a that
Hmm.
and they
Now,
there's
does that three include the one that I bought?
probably.
Probably.
And it's like, and we've been on all these shows, and like nobody
And they're
cares. And
big shows.
we
They're
were
big
on Art
shows.
Bell, and
Hmm.
nobody cares. And
Hmm.
it's like, when we were on Art Bell, we got blackballed so bad that we were supposed to be on for a half hour or 45 minutes, and we got 8 minutes,
8 minutes.
eight,
Hmm.
if that.
But that was also the video that you guys found the genies, right? Or the gin.
Oh
And
no, that was that
oh,
that was
that was a
recently.
different
Oh
one.
no,
Okay,
this has been
okay.
like 12 years ago or 13 years.
Hmm.
It's been a while.
Okay,
Okay.
yeah, yeah. So these rocks have definitely been blackballed. I have seen tons of websites online. Well, not tons, but maybe like two or three, where they're like, "Oh no, Almora sites are not real. They're just some sort of metallic, like hematite."
Yeah. Well,
Um,
they haven't gotten any, so they don't
hmm.
know.
Hmm. Hmm.
and
Yeah.
and to them, they can stay there
Hmm.
and think that I don't care.
Hmm.
I'm just looking
Yeah.
for people who have the heart desire to connect with them and let them
Hmm.
help you.
They're not rocks that you buy and leave on a shelf somewhere.
No, 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 no.
These are
Oh,
rocks
they
that
do
you
not
buy
like that.
and work with.
They
Okay.
and collaborate with, and they
Hmm.
can help you. And like I've said before, they've literally saved my life. I
Hmm.
would be pushing up daisies now if it weren't for these rocks.
Hmm.
And the same with the egg. Now we felt like the ghost book got blackballed because of the egg, and
Hmm.
how the egg can take spirits where they really need to go
Hmm.
instead of the light,
Hmm.
where they
Hmm.
get re, re,
Reincarnated right away.
reincarnated right
Hmm.
away. Yeah, no,
Hmm.
it gets through
Hmm.
that. It's like when we ghost busted World Trade Center,
Yes.
and the only way to get the ghost out of there was with cryogenic eggs. And I didn't even know that I could do that back then. I just like automatically put them in an egg, and the egg got through this net. They weren't able to get through before.
Mm-hmm.
So this, these eggs are mega magic,
Mm-hmm.
okay? Like, and that's why it's
Authentic,
so
uncorrupted, uncorruptible magic.
exactly,
Just
and
saying.
that's why it's such a big threat to the Dark Lords
Mm-hmm.
and the top level Dark Lords. They are scary, and
Mm-hmm.
that's why we had people watching us last night,
We
because
had over
they got
217 people, 220-ish people
220,
that were watching us, that I could literally feel them standing behind me and could hear them walking around in the bushes. And
and they had
yeah.
just gotten the memo about the
Mm-hmm.
rocks and the eggs,
Mm-hmm.
and they're like, well, we can't have any of that.
Mhm. And there is more of that story to come.
Yeah, yeah.
We will
There's
definitely,
more
that is
more to the
definitely
story,
some
but
weird shit on
that's a short
steroids.
story.
So once we get the information that we need and it's time to share it, we'll try to remember to share that one. I tell you what, if you hang out with either of us, you will see that weird shit happens all day, every day. We're constantly unrigging the rigged game. We're
Yeah, we
constantly
are.
doing work to help people to unrig the system within themselves, so that way they can also,
Help
you
other
know.
people unrig the system.
Mm-hmm.
And
Mm-hmm.
so this magic, copy it down, we'll put it in the description and
Yep.
share it with people so they understand
Mhm.
what it is and what it isn't.
And I do the editing for the videos right now, and if I can, I will put this on the video.
On the
You will
video,
see it
so you will
in
see it.
multiple
Yeah,
spots even. But we'll
yeah,
see if I
it's
can
gonna
figure
be.
that out. So,
And I was
so
just thinking, this is a great. What we
it's
just
a good learning experience for me. It's
we just barely we were sitting here. The topic that we were going to do, um, it it disappeared this morning. My computer restarted, and
literally,
I'm like,
literally wiped it.
and it wasn't supposed to, and because it just did it like 3 days ago. I'm like, well, shoot, now what are we going to talk about? So we just sat here and it's like, well, we can talk about magic. So I ran and got my copy of this, and I think it's very fitting because Halloween is coming up.
Halloween, yeah, yeah.
What
And
a good Halloween
yeah,
show.
yeah, yeah. You know, in the books as well, there's definitions for the word witch and pagan and heathen. It's not what you're really taught. If you actually
No,
look at the dictionary definitions for these words, it is different than what you're taught. It literally
really
is. And if
different.
you look at the
Really
history of
different.
where the words come from, yes, there are bad witches out there. There
Oh
are
yeah.
people
Oh
who
yeah.
learn this information and use it to hurt other people. That is,
For their
from
own
what I've
power and
understood,
control.
that is where the term warlock came from. It was from the people who took the initiations and took the oaths to use magic, to learn about magic and use it for the benefit of others, and then got corrupted by the power of it and now only use it for themselves. I believe that is where the term warlock comes from. It does mean oath breaker, and I've
Yes,
read
it
that in
does.
multiple.
And people think that a
Um,
warlock is a male witch. It's
it's
not.
not. It's
A
not.
male witch is a
Hmm.
male witch.
Yeah,
There's a
yeah, it's
female
still just a
witch and a
witch.
male
Hmm.
witch. It's just a
And it
witch.
is different than wizards. It is different than these different terms do have
A slightly
cultural
different,
and
yeah.
historical
Hmm.
differences.
Yeah.
But really, the word witch, the original term means someone who knows how to heal. The
Hmm.
uh, the term wick, like for Wicca,
Hmm.
comes from the Latin term, which is like the same as a wick on a candle. It sheds light, it brings healing and warmth. That is the true definition of someone who is a witch. It's someone who learns the herbs, learns how to communicate with spirit, learns how to use magic to help others. That is that's a more truer.
Right. And
um,
somebody that works with the earth spirits and
mhm.
the herbs
Hmm.
and
And the rocks.
and the rocks. Yes. So yeah, I think this was a really fitting topic today,
Mhm.
where we didn't even know we were going to talk about
Yeah, we didn't.
magic.
We
We
were
did
sitting here
not.
setting up, and then we just flatlined.
We're
Just like, what
like,
are we going to talk about?
yeah, this flatlining.
Um, Yeah.
Like, I don't know.
And what's funny is we're like, oh, we'll talk about magic. It'll be a quick,
Yeah,
it'll be like a
quickie. Yeah.
15-minute video, and
Yeah.
we're at like 45 minutes.
Yeah. Not
Um,
too quick.
yeah, not too quick, but a lot of fun. Now, if you guys do have any questions on this, please let us know, because this is a big topic, and we really want to make sure that people understand. Magic can be safe. Magic is honestly your birthright, and learning how to do it correctly is really what most of us are here to do.
If you're watching this,
If
it's
you're watching
probably you.
this, yeah, it's probably you. Um, Now, yes, like, okay, so years ago, when I first started getting into Wicca and magic, I met this old couple, and they had this saying. It's like, if you have a screwdriver, you can use it to either stab someone in the eye or fix a door.
Mm-hmm.
It's not the tool's issue, it's the person who's using the tool. And I feel like that's
Exactly.
very appropriate with magic
Exactly.
too,
Mm-hmm.
because you can use magic to create a fire, to keep people warm, or to cook food, or, to sustain life. Or you can create
Mm-hmm.
fire to destroy buildings.
Mm-hmm.
Do it to the churches. Oh wait, the microphone's not here. Do it to the churches. Sorry. Wait, no, that's arson. I take that back. That was just for the humor.
That was a good humor. There are some appropriate fires. Is that what you're saying?
And there are, fire can be very purifying. And when you're using the SCRC, you're using the alchemical power of fire to
change
So,
outcomes.
yeah,
So,
yeah.
yeah.
Now, one thing I do like to add with this topic is to give an example as to the myriad of uses that you can use for magic, right? If you look at symbology, if you look at a simple circle, that simple circle can mean 100,000 things.
Oh yeah.
It can be used
Oh, yeah.
100,000
Mm-hmm.
ways. In short, it can be used to keep someone, from
Trapped.
to keep them trapped, or it can use it to keep them safe.
Mm-hmm.
It could also be used to mean including and bringing people in.
Mm-hmm.
It could also be used to exclude or to keep things out.
Very
That
good.
one
Very
simple symbol can be used a million different ways, and it's the same with magic. You know, um, and that's why it is so important to use the rocks and the eggs, and to learn how to reach into your authentic, uncorruptible purity when you're using magic, because it can be used for ill. It takes knowledge, it takes practice, it it really takes the desire to change.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, magic. When people start learning how to use magic, a lot of them have a lot of inner work to do.
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
it's important to realize that and to work with that, because you really don't want your magic being run by ego. You really don't. You want it to be run by your entire system, by your heart, by your head. You want it to be in balance and harmony.
And you don't want your magic to be collaborated with by the Dark Lords.
Exactly,
Like, oh, well,
exactly.
there's a guy that doesn't really know what he's doing. He's full of ego.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll just let him do his thing, and then we'll start.
We'll just plant some words into his
Yes.
ear and make him think, oh no, this is good. Yeah.
Or I'm doing this when really the Dark Lords are
Mm-hmm.
giving it a little boost.
A little
there.
extra boost. Yeah. If we give this person this much loot to create this magic,
Yes.
they will bring back that and
Yes.
more with interest.
It will, just like the banking system.
Just like the banking system. That's exactly what I was thinking.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, long story short, magic, original, authentic magic and Omni Magick, they're important. They're
If
very
you think
important.
of the definition, I'll read it again. The ability to create and make the outcomes you desire. That just says it all.
People do that when they cook.
They do.
They do. You have a certain recipe in mind. You're wanting to create this certain dish.
Mm-hmm.
So you're going to bring together these herbs. You're going to bring together, these ingredients. And you have to mix them the proper way.
That's right.
And, like if you're trying to make sourdough, you have to be very, very careful with it. And, you have to have the right weather and the right, has to be the right day of the week, right? The right moon phase, right? Which, speaking of weather, if you're wondering why we're over here, it's raining right now.
Yeah.
It's kind of a cold day, so we're,
So the next one won't be as rainy. We'll probably do one next week too, but we're going to try to get this out before Halloween.
Yes.
It's very appropriate.
Yes.
So with that, everybody, and I have not seen one squirrel or chipmunk. Have you, while we've
No,
been
but there's a
doing this?
big bird over there.
Oh,
I
okay.
don't know what kind of bird that is, honestly.
To be distracted by?
Is that a crane?
Where at? I'm not
Over
seeing.
by your shed, over underneath that tree.
Oh,
Or no, that's a
really?
turkey. I think
Oh,
that's
it's
a
a
turkey. It's just
turkey.
a very slim, very majestic turkey.
Okay.
And I did see quail earlier.
Okay.
I just didn't say
Okay, but
anything because I was very
nothing. Well,
distracted.
okay.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
Okay. Just wondering. Okay, everybody, thank you for stopping by,
Yes.
and go get your magic on.
And have a magical rest of your day.
Yes. Okay, bye-bye.